What's happening, folks? Back for the second of two Aha reactions, first time in a little while, and we're going to listen to another 12-inch mix from the Hunting High and Low tunes. And that is to say, we're going to listen to the extended mix of the title track, Hunting High and Low. This one, I think, is very reminiscent of their more ballad-type tracks. They're heavy, emotional, and very melodic tunes. It's less synth bass dance floor than some of the tracks on their opening album, but still has a very electronic sound. And I think Morton's vocals on this one are a standout facet. It's one of the tracks where I began to realize, far from just his soaring up in the sky moments in Take On Me, which is the only singing from Morton I was familiar with before I began this deep dive proper, it was one of the tunes that really gave me a sense of, like, whoa, this guy can do some different things with his voice. He has a very melodic delivery, and ultimately, he has a range that's beyond just the stratospheric type of delivery that he became internationally famous for Take On Me. So, yes, let's give it a listen. This is the extended mix of Hunting High and Low from the deluxe edition of the album of the same name, 1985. Flock of seagulls.
And within the reach of my hand, she's sound asleep, and she's sweeter now than the wildest dream. Could have seen her, and I watch her slipping away, but I know I'll be hunting high and low. There's no end to the lengths I'll go to, hunting high and low. There's no end to the lengths I'll go to find her again. Upon this my dreams are depending. Through the dark I sense the pounding of her heart next to mine. She's the sweetest love I could find, so I Yes, I'll be hunting high and low. There's no end to the lengths I'll go to. High and low. Do you know what it means to love you? I'm hunting high and low, and now she's telling me she's got to go away. I'll always be hunting high and low. Only for and watch me tearing myself to pieces. Hunting high and low. There's no end to the lengths I'll go to. For you, I'll be hunting high and
Forgetting one of the things I was going to say. I will point out, it seems somewhat appropriate to do this track in the same batch as a special version of How Sweet It Was, because I feel like there's a similar bit of a sentiment here that there was a searching and there was a connection, but then one partner decided to leave, and there's a desire to think about that prior connection and perhaps to continue to pursue it, which I suppose How Sweet It Was, it's less that and it's more just looking back. But it feels like in some ways thematically they're in a similar place. I will say the strings come across more notably in this version. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like, in the sweeping strings part, they seem to be a bit more prominent, but in that very intense, like, not staccato, but very dramatic string section, and I don't know if this is something someone has pointed out before or issued an opinion along these lines, but that intense string part feels like it could have been in their Bond song. Again, knowing that some different groups did Bond songs, and some of them feel very much of the drama and the mystery and the espionage associated with those films, that part feels like it could have been in something like The Living Daylights. Now, The Living Daylights sonically isn't really like that part, but yeah, as I was hearing those dramatic, intense string sections, it made me think, you know what, this reminds me of like an action scene or montage in a Bond film. Nevertheless, yes, it feels very similar to the original, just extended, meaning there wasn't one of those, 12-inch mix, we're going to loop one of his vocals, strip out some of the sonics, and just kind of do this looped percussion interlude with a real, where almost like you're back cueing a record and just re-hitting the same vocal again and again and again. So it felt longer, but not like a 12-inch mix. And ultimately, it feels like a lot of the sonics are left as they are, but just, pulled out, stretched longer. So, yeah, ultimately, I think it's a great tune. And again, as I'm hearing it, I think Morton's vocals and some of the particular embellishments and crescendos that he does are very prominent, even if they're, again, a bit deeper, a bit fuller than his very high stratoscopic, I can't speak, what just happened? Stratospheric is what I meant to say, extensions and vocalizations in Take On Me. So ultimately, yes, I think it's a very good version, if not particularly different than the album track. And at this point, Luca, you've been spoiled rotten, and it is time for you actually to get up, so we'll see what she thinks about this. Nope, she doesn't want to move. Well, I'll see. She doesn't let me do the horizontal cat thing anymore. Apparently that was something only in her earliest ages. In any case, let me know what you think of this extended edition, and I will see you next time. Peace.